for waste, which I share, with the fact that you have spent $220 million running television advertisements that feature you prominently.
Mullin responded,
I told her, shovel. How many are there?
How's it hang loose? Welcome to Mongoose Snacks Hawaii, the channel. Okay. Aloha everyone, it is Friday, March 6th, and get this on, yeah. Oh yes, all you need is that one. Oh wait, that one's better. It goes all the way, it shifts all the way red and then all the way blue. It messes up the color balancing. Can't have that. It's Friday, so I gotta run off to do the chore thing day, and I already missed a phone call from my sister at 5 in the morning. I don't know what's up with that. Daylight savings time or something. I don't know what it is, so I'm like a little worried. And I actually got a phone call from my other sister yesterday. She's going through something. It's a long story, and it's her story. But it involves big lawsuit. Shit. Anyhow, yeah, so that's the vlog, I guess. The weather is kind of back. I don't know, it's going to be a little on-off rainy. Which just, I don't know. Everyone's just a little worried about the wind coming back. Because it was like for, a week. Yeah. So now, the news. Okay, so the war, which isn't a war, which is a war, which isn't a war, don't call it a war, it's still raging on. It's still warring on. It's reminiscent of the Korean War in the 50s was called a police action. And now we're looking at it as that was the Korean War. They called it a police action. It's not a war, it's a police action. The Viet Nam War back in the 60s to 70s was a police action type of thing too.
It's dark.
They always avoid calling it a war, but we look back now, it's the Korean War and the Vietnam War. So get over it. This is the Iranian War. Part 2? I don't know, the Middle East thing. So, it's more of the...
Feeling well.
They attacked, after initial attack, it's Iran sends missiles and drones, and then actually Israel continued to attack because now was their chance, so they continued to attack. Iran was bombing back, so all these countries that are bordering Iran are getting nacked by Iran. Even Qatar and Dubai and these things that are basically almost tourist friendly for Americans, and all that travel for Americans, embassies shutting down, and it's pretty much target wacko things going on. And the odd thing is the U.S. sent a nuclear sub sent a torpedo, I guess. I'm pretty sure it was torpedo. I don't know, whatever it was, they shot at a frigate ship that was Iranian military, but they were kind of like neutral, like just a little. But it was in off Sri Lanka, which is it's off the coast of India, because they were over there just, visiting India. So they weren't really doing any act. But so these targets, which aren't even, they're just your Iranian bomb. Now, that's all going on. Headset is like, we're Department of War, it's going on fantastically, and most of these other people are, it's not a war, but we're doing really good with, they're actually proud to be doing well in a war, because basically it's an attack, and of course they attacked well, so they're trying to push the narrative of us in the military, because it's all, I'm thinking a ton of this is theater for before the midterm elections. Like, look what we did. We're making the world safe. We're making America safe because they were going to bomb us with a nuclear missile. It wasn't true. And they don't have a nuclear missile. They don't have intercontinental ballistics. So they tried to vote it down in Congress with War Powers Act, trying to curb that. That didn't happen in Senate, and that didn't happen in the House. And, and on the side note, aside from that going well, but it's very unpopular, distract over here, those bad ICE agents and Homeland Security going badly. Trump fired Kristi Noem, the Homeland Security Director or Secretary, Director, whatever it is. She's head of Homeland Security. She gets fired. She gets called into a speech. So she's out going to give a speech, like an update report about Homeland Security. And she finds out just before she gets on stage. It's like fucking gnarly. So now she's like,
I can't speak.
But she gave the report about, this is what Homeland Security is doing, and then they're going to have this other guy replace her, Mike Mark, something from Oklahoma, who's just a go Trump, anything you say Trump guy. So they have the good replacement.
Listen to me.
Now, listen to me. Yes, listen to me. And the same thing goes with
later this evening.
It's later this evening. Oh.
She's hiding.
Who's hiding? So the replacement of a Trump a supporter of Trump replacement. I mean, that was the goal for Venezuela. That was the goal for now this Director of Homeland Security. So we're still under a lockdown because of that. We're not giving Homeland Security money and ICE money because of and so they're on day 20 of no lockdown for that and other stuff that goes with the lockdown. Not the lockdown, the shutdown. God, all this stuff. I mean, because they're making problems where they don't have to make problems, and then they come in, they solve the problem. So Trump replacing the leader for these places like Homeland Security, he wants that to happen for Iran. So Iran needs to elect a new leader. And Trump wants to be the one who picks their leader. So regime change, yeah, check mark. Am I getting... Oh, that's that thing. It's regime change, it's all kind of stuff. But basically,
I told her
it's to look good before the midterm elections, and that's falling apart. So there's all kinds of stuff, and I don't know. Let's just go Hawaiian news. What's Hawaiian news say? Hawaiian news. Okay, Trump urges, the Kurds. He wants the Kurds, who are Iranian Kurds, to go in there and attack that big bad revolution army in Iran. So here's some trucks and stuff. Go in there and make chaos. Go. You guys do the fighting on the ground, because he doesn't want to send in people on the ground, right? All right.
over here,
over there. And in the sports, there's basketball. UH basketball's going. They had a basketball tournament. They had a basketball game and a volleyball game. All this kind of stuff. They had all these at the same time. There's baseball too. There's something else too. There's more baseball and snow. NFL snow. What? So that's last season. Oh, okay. Last season they were snowing. I thought that was unusual. And maybe back in the day. Remember back in the day in 1992, when you were to relax, you just pull out that new giant cell phone out of the official use before daybreak, before the first primary election. Select a group of precinct troubleshooters fan out across Oahu's specially equipped vehicles went smoothly with the polls. Remember the task force making sure the Central Union poll site all the votes came in. I'm not counting this. Plausible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, political cartoon. Here's old G.W. Bush.
Trump-Iranian wars, conflicted reasons for attack.
And he remembers the Iraq War.
Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it.
Education. And what do we have here?
Why is climate change?
Here.
protesters were articulate, courageous.
I would like to rebut the letter published February 18th in which the writer stated that he was appalled by Kalaheo High School students protesting against immigration and customs enforcement.
Students' protest of ICE reflects poorly on DOE site article February 18th.
I couldn't disagree more. I was at that anti-ICE protest at the state capitol and was delighted to see the number of young people there peacefully expressing their convictions that what is taking place under the leadership of our current administration is wrong. The students I spoke with are able to clearly articulate why they had chosen to be there. Far from being, quote, indoctrinated, they had obviously thought through what they believe the way in which ICE agents across the country are executing orders is both illegal and inhumane. When people in authority commit crimes, respect is not merited. It took courage for those kids to show up in opposition. Eden Lee Murray, Kahalu. Eden Lee Murray. Oh, thank you, Eden Lee. And how you doing? You're probably not watching this, but I know who Eden Lee Murray is. She's a theater director of youth. She does quite a lot of youth theater, like kids on the high schoolers on stage, and she's like the director and promoting. And she's an actress herself. Eden Lee. Oh, what? But yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah, those are the protesters. For having students go out there and do that is a good thing. And they're always going to remember, when I was in high school, yeah, that stuff was going on too. And that kind of thing too. And plus, yeah, it's exercising. That's all right. You don't have to just let the government run the show. The government is we the people, and that should be reinforced quite a lot. Anyways, it's Friday. So have an aloha day. Have a good Friday. A good Friday. Have an aloha Friday. Have a Friday bye.
Have a good one. It should be good. Everything's fine now. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna rush again. Aloha to you. Aloha to you. Aloha.